let me explain to you how the talk starts. It starts by somebody hiring you to come to an event to speak. So I'm not talking webinars, but I'm just talking about an in-person event. You're on stage as a speaker, and the way that I fill a lot of that room in is by asking the person that's hiring me two things. One, what's an example of a speaker that came that you loved? What's an example of a speaker that came that you hated? Because I need to make sure that I exceed what they loved and I don't do what they hated.
Absolutely.
A lot of speakers will just, oh, you want to come speak? Boom, 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 here's what I'll bring.
They have the same speech no matter
what. And it's boring, right? And then I ask, understand that the meeting planner, however they found you. And if you suck, it makes them look horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
So I ask them this question: what is it you would like me to do from stage, or topics you want me to cover that's going to make you look the best to your boss? And they'll always say to me, no speaker has ever asked me that.
That's it. That's interesting. Especially in the paid speaking world,
yes.
You think that you would get that more because people want.
You think it's common sense? It's not.
Or want the jobs.
Right. I want continual relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then understand that oftentimes, keynote or not, they're looking for more than one speaker. People want more bang for their buck. So here's a tip for you. This is what I do. I will ask them, and I know the answer, how many speakers do you need for this day event? Well, we would love to have like 2 or 3. Okay, cool. Have you found 2 other speakers plus myself? No? Okay, I have a cachet of speakers. It's like they're not in a trunk, but I have a Rolodex of speakers. Dang it, contact list. There we go. I'm aging myself of speakers. So now I've just made their job easier. I've taken weight off of their plate. And my reason for doing that is if they have a budget of $20,000 and they're going to split it amongst 3 people, nay, you give me the $20,000 and I determine where the funds go and how they get there. Right? And depending upon the experience of the speaker that I bring on under my brand, will depend on how much they get paid.
Based on your cachet of speakers.
Based off my cachet of speakers. That's CACHE with the on top. But anyways, don't judge. You judged me just now. But let's get into the actual talk. Speaking, understand, is 80% entertainment, 20% education. For example, if you and I were to sit here and just go down a list, boring.
Right.
But we banter. Like, we do this in person.
Yeah.
So that's why it's easy for us to be on camera.
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it is. This is a little bit more PC.
Yeah.
And we're not talking computers. But that wasn't that funny, but it was. Where was I going with? I know where I was going.
Entertainment.
80% entertainment, 20% education. If a 5th grader can understand it, a 50-year-old will buy it. So understand why you're on stage or why you're presenting. Yep. Oftentimes it's to sell. It should be 9 times out of 10 to sell. You're told that you can't because they paid you a lump sum up front. But make them smile, make them laugh, make them think. That should be the cadence of your talk. And I think in webinars, is it the same type of cadence?
It's absolutely no different.
Okay.
In fact, you were the first person I've met who, because I've explained it to people before as far as what you're making them feel. And that rhythm that's set.
Totally.
Right? And you can get into that a little bit more, but that's something that was taught to me probably 7 years ago or so by someone who I considered a great speaker.
Got it.
And anytime I've brought it up to anyone else, they had never heard of it either.
Wow, that's amazing.
I figured he made it up until I heard you say it.
Who is the he?
Chad Kirby.
Don't know him.
Yeah, good guy.
I'm sure he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But
fantastic speaker.
Is he? I have to look him up. But it's just anytime you're speaking on stage or on camera, think about what you're interested in from a television perspective, right? You don't want to be told. You may want to be told, and then you want to be advised, and you want to be listened to. These are all things that, and you want to be entertained at the end of the day. And there's emotions that have to be engaged. So understand your audience. This is where you talk to the meeting planner and ask, hey, be okay asking, what's the ethnic background of the attendees? What's the gender, predominant gender? What is the income level? What are they self-employed? Are they W-2? These things are vitally important, because if I have a message that's prepared for a group of collegiate athletes, male and female, hired athletes, but I show up and it's 45 women who are all retired administrative assistants, all of them Caucasian. I can't use sports analogies with them. There's a lot of analogies I just can't use. So immediately I just switched my talk, and we're talking like 40, I'd say 50 and above. So I couldn't be as aggressive or assertive.
Sure.
I had to tone it down, because they see me as like their grandson, right? Maybe adopted, but it's if you know your audience, and then don't just stand in front of your lectern, your podium. Don't just stand there. Don't just stand on stage. Be okay utilizing the flow of the room. But all of this goes into the presentation.
Yeah.
And I ask questions. How big is the room? Is it squared? Is it rectangled? Is it an amphitheater? Is it flat? Right? How high are the ceilings? Because that tells you how much you can project your voice or you can't. I think these are all very important questions. Any good speaker who's running a speaking business should ask, so they know how to better prepare.
Absolutely, and really anyone who wants exposure in their business, in the world of, of whether it's speaking or presenting on camera or doing webinars or doing whatever, right?
Truth.
It's about promoting your business or the company that you work for.
Speaking of promoting, don't ever go live from a speaking engagement. And this is where you say, why, Dom? And then
Why would that be, Dom?
Well, this is why. Because you're typically going to go live from your cell phone. Your cell phone has great quality 5 to 6 feet away. If you are 5 to 6 feet away, it means it's typically on a table in front of you, and now your audience is forced to look at your genitals on up. But how many times have we seen that? Speakers up close and the camera's on the table and that's all they see.
Sure.
Or it's too far back and you're blurred. Give the respect to the attendees, the people that decided to wake up on their weekend, come see you speak, and
Potentially paid for tickets.
Don't go live. Now always record, bring your own video equipment if you have it, but get it recorded. That way you can take the content home, edit it, splice it, and distribute it. That's what you guys do to all the different social